Down in the place to be. Forget your cares if you want, most definitely.
What goes on, guys? We're back here again with yet another review, and today we're taking a look at something I'm so excited to freaking own. We're going to be taking a look at the brand new Neca Toys Disney's Gargoyles Hudson Ultimate action figure. Now, if you guys know my channel, you know I love the Gargoyles line. I cannot fucking wait to get all of these figures on the shelf. I'm so excited. But this one in particular, because Hudson's my favorite gargoyle. That's right. I have a thing for the old wise master teaching the new generation. So I'm a big fan of Hudson. I love his design. I love his character. He's just... oh, man, I'm so excited to have this. So taking a look at that amazing artwork on the front, it's just gorgeous. I don't keep my boxes anymore. I try not to, but these ones I have to always hold on to. Eventually, when the whole set comes out, I would like to make a big poster of all these. It's so cool. On the side, you get Hudson. There he is. You get Gargoyles. And then on the back, there is a read-up more about, like, the gargoyles themselves rather than Hudson in particular, but it still works. Then all the other figures in the wave. This is, or in the series coming up, Broadway, Lexington, and fuck, why is his name Brooklyn? I couldn't get it out. Can't wait to get these guys. Very, very excited. I mean, Bronx was so freaking good. Bronx was so good. I mean, they're all so good. Demona was amazing. Goliath is peak, so just very excited. Then obviously it opens up, get some awesome artwork here, and then the figure on the inside. Here's the barcode if you're looking for it. It was hitting Walmart's, but I got mine at none other than Chubsy, Wubsy Toys and Collectibles. I went ahead and was in a toy show, ToyCon New Jersey, and luckily these guys are only 10 minutes away. I follow him on Instagram and Facebook, which you guys should do too. There's the address if you're ever in the area. Please, please, please go check these guys out. They are awesome. Him and his wife are the nicest people I've ever met in a toy shop. They are so, so pleasant to talk to. He wanted to take pictures, all this, that, or the other. He is awesome. So please, please, please go check them out. They are a great pair to work with. So luckily he had this along with something else that I either took a look at or we're taking a look at soon, and I'm very excited for both of them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pop this bad boy open. So getting Hudson out of the box. Oh man, Neca, what do you do to me? This is incredible. Every time I think they can't one-up themselves within this line, they go ahead and do it. Like, they go ahead and do it with ease, Now, the hardest thing about reviewing this is, one, finding something wrong with it, and two, spinning them around and going back and forth, because the wings are huge. Some people complain about that. I think, what is wrong with you? Like, if space is an issue, I understand, but come on. You know you want your gargoyle, like, raw. Now, I agree with, like, certain people who say, like, I think the neutral wings would be nice. So not closed, but not open, like in the middle. If I could choose one, I'd prefer that. But I'm also not going to buy, like, a second set of figures to get that. So for me, this is perfectly fine. And that's coming from somebody who collects tons of lines and lives in a college dorm with a roommate. Okay? So I don't want to hear about space being an issue. I make it work. Y'all can make it work too. I'm not kidding. Yeah, that's right. I said it. But anyway. This is action figure gorgeousness. I mean, I have one tiny issue, but it's not even an issue because I knew this going into the figure. But it's just, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Looking at this head sculpt. That is beautiful. It wasn't on all the way. It was fucking around with the heads. Look at that head sculpt. That is one hell of a head sculpt. The scar on there, the white, like the white side and then the yellow side with the gold in there. Looks so good. His beard, just when you think gargoyles can't get any cooler, and then you slap a beard on him. What the fuck, man? But he's got that big belly. Kind of built like my dad. I love it. It looks great. The arms look so good with the paint shading in there. They may be reused from Goliath. I'm not exactly sure. I have him here, but I don't feel like getting him out, so I'm not going to. But And then you do see the great dry brushing on the shoulder pads that is carried on to the wrist gauntlets. So the forearms are new, but the bicep and elbow and shoulder may be reused from Goliath. I'm pretty sure the hands are, which doesn't bother me at all. We'll talk about accessories in a second. Does not bother me at all. You get a great dry, everything is painted on this thing. Everything. You get a great dry brush on there, spin in the back. Even the gold, like, is painted on the buckles that are hidden from by the wings 9 out of 10 times. Like, in these little suspender straps, oh man, there's all shading in there. There's like silver in the hair, which you would think would look weird, but I love it. The wings obviously are sculpted and textured beautifully. Now, these are new wings because they have all these tears and holes in them. Like, that's an actual hole through the wing. I love that in a sculpt. Like, kind of like how Zombie Cap has the holes in his thighs. That is so awesome. And it's necessary. I mean, he's an old fella. He's an old man. You do get some paint on the fingernails. But then, honestly, what looks really good to me is the loincloth and pants. The paint is just insane on that. The dry brush and the wash within the pants is awesome. You do get a nice dry brush in here, or like a wash on the leather. Now, I will say that I think there could be a little bit of paint or texture on the tail. It is a little off-putting, and this isn't just with Hudson, it's with all of them. I do think that a little bit of paint or texture on the tail would go pretty nice, but it's not a bothersome thing to me at all, like too big. And you get like his Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz looking pants, but they're painted so good. You get a wash around like where the straps are around the leg. Then the toes are painted beautifully. A wash on the toenails, not just painted toenails, a dry brush and wash on the toenails. That is so good. Yeah, this is a fucking gorgeous looking figure. Like, seriously, it is. I'm pressed to find something wrong with this thing. He is just excellent in pretty much every manner. The silver, the brown, the maroon. Like, he doesn't really have a lot of color to him, but what color is there, Neca exemplifies it so much and just makes him look fucking perfect. So there's nothing bad to say about the aesthetic other than the fact of like the tail being a tad bit too smooth, but I mean, it's not bad. It's just a little off-putting to the rest of the figure, but he does come with amazing accessories. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. So taking a look at him with all of his alternate pieces, you do get a full set of hands. So you get a grip hand for the left side as well. It's a more open grip hand. I'm not exactly sure what this is for. I don't know. It could just be like scratching Bronx. I mean, they're best buddies. And then you get a splayed open hand for the right side as well. And then a full pair of fists, as you saw in the beginning of the video. And all that's nice, don't get me wrong. What we care about is what we're using now. So obviously you get the clawed hand, like I said. You get this amazing open head sculpt with the whited eyes screaming. It would have been nice if that eye was a little bit more yellow, but I understand what they're going for and what they're showing off. And it's not bad. It's freaking awesome. That's the head I'm going to be using. And then, of course, he's Hudson, so he's the only one with a weapon. I don't know. I don't really remember any other ones having weapons. Let me know if I'm mistaking that. But he gets a sword. But guys, look at this. I know this is kind of articulation, but Neca listened to me. I know it was just me, not anybody else. Vertical hinge on the weapon holding hand. So you can get him like, oh man. Oh man. And the cool thing about it too is when you take it out of the hand, you can go ahead and put it on the side. So if you don't want him holding it, you can just kind of have it chilling there, which is amazing. This is just such an awesome figure. He's so fun to play with. And oh man, dude. He's just so, just look at him. Just look at him. Oh, man. So great accessories. The wash and the silver and the gold on this is great. There's a dry brush over the brown parts on the hilt. The handle? I don't know. It just looks so good. So this is freaking amazing. Great set of accessories. The only thing that I'll say, one day, if we do like a Gargoyles accessory pack, right? Give them a TV and a couch. I would love that. And then like a pair of wings that like look like they're sitting on the couch. I mean, technically they could probably sculpt the couch to just have the Hudson's wings on it. He's the only one that sits on the recliner. So, like, I would love that. Put the TV on, maybe a dog bowl for Bronx. And give him like a smiling head or like a sleeping head. That would be really cool. He's just old man, so we love to see it. But very, very good set of accessories in my opinion, especially for the price point. I mean, come on. But anyway, one thing that I think a lot of people shit on this line for is the articulation. But honestly, just by the way, there's like a gold dry brush on the back of his wings, and they're darker than the front, so it's like two-tone. Beautiful. But anyway, people shit on this line for the articulation, but I think this guy's gonna break that boundary. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at the articulation on Hudson. So taking a look at the articulation, the head, obviously he's got the long hair and the wings, so it's not gonna look up great, but I think that that's pretty good. So the head's gonna look up that far. The wings, you heard them, they're on the clicky joints, but these ones are tighter than my other ones, so I like that. So they can go all the way down, up. I think the wing articulation is perfect. I don't really need like a hinge out here. It breaks up the sculpt. I don't like when they have like the hinge at the tarsals or the metacarpal, I guess, so to speak. You know, this would technically they have forearms. If you want to get really technical with it, Jacob's gonna whine about it. I didn't come for an anatomy lesson. I came for a toy. Well, I'm giving you guys an anatomy lesson anyway. If this was true, this would be technically he has 4 arms, because bat wings are just like our hands, you know, homogeneous features, things like that, blah, 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 blah. Like this would be his thumb, but then he has another thumb. So I don't know. I don't know the anatomy of gargoyles. I just study anatomy in general, but gargoyles aren't unfortunately not real. So anyway, you do get a ball joint at the chest and the stomach. So he can crunch forward that far, which is super far, because it's a ball joint at the waist too. Then you get good tilt back and forth, rotation at the top and the bottom. So you get all this good movement in there, which is better than the other ones, because usually it's just a waist swivel at the bottom. So like Demona and Goliath were just waist swivels at the bottom, and then Thalog obviously, but he's, you know, just basically Goliath. Now these shoulder pads just seem to be attached at the top of the shoulder. They don't really move, but the shoulders still can get up to a little less than T-pose. They can go all the way around, no problems. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, and a vertical hinge on the weapon holding hand, but a horizontal on the other hands. Love it. Love to see it, Neca. Thank you. Oh, damn, he's packing. He can do the full splits. He'll kick forward about that far. God, he knocks over everything. About that far back. Upper thigh cut. Single jointed knee. The ankle will go down and up and pivot at the ankle there. And then the toes will go up, down, and they can go straight like that. And then they kind of pivot a little bit, but I would just, you know, be careful about that. And then the tail has the hinge. There's a little bit of paint transfer on there. Not the biggest thing, though. He's got a chunkier tail. And then it's a great bendy wire, so it'll go all the way down to about here. But you can get it to do whatever you want. So, great set of articulation on this guy, in my opinion. I really am not asking for anything else on him. Honestly, I have no complaints about it. The limitations that are here are understandable, so I don't think that they're really an issue. I think that they're acceptable, especially when you get a good aesthetic like this. So yeah, I think that it's perfect. Now, as far as scale goes, obviously, like I said, I can't pull out Goliath right now. He's behind everybody. But here he is next to the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman and the Neca Kong. Obviously, this is its own scale, I guess. But he does look good next to Batman, because it is a 7-inch scale. Here he is next to Peely from Jazzwares Fortnite series. And then here he is next to a couple Marvel Legends. So I think that it works in either or. I think technically he's supposed to be a little bit shorter, so he fits with something like this Batman. But I mean, if you want them to be big, they're gargoyles, so they can be that big too. So it's just a matter of what you prefer. Plus, you know, how deep you have the degenerate leg is up to you as well. So some people prefer it like super bent like this, whereas other people like me prefer it a little bit higher. So I'm not really sure. Whoa, the whole board keeps falling down because of his tail. But yeah, I think that this is totally acceptable for height. I mean, what else can I say, people? This is a goddamn awesome ass action figure. It is so well sculpted. Everything is painted. The detail is beautiful on this guy. And the articulation reflects a fat gargoyle. I mean, well, what else can you ask for, you know? Neca, just as always, killed it. killed it, and I mean killed it, obliterated him, and it's perfect. You know, pinless joints would be nice, of course. I always ask for pinless joints now, but you know, when the aesthetic is this nice and there's this much paint and sculpt to hide it, I'm less angry about it. It's just overall an amazing action figure, and I'm very happy to have it on the shelf. So at a price point of $40, I'm giving it an easy 10 out of 10, maybe an 11 out of 10. This is in the running. This is in the running. I mean, I say that about every NECA figure, but I can't help it. They just make they're goddamn action figures, but we'll see at the end of the year. Also, huge shout out to my lovely girlfriend. This was my anniversary gift from her. I really appreciate it, babe. So thank you very much for that. She's never going to see that message, but you know, I'll go ahead and do it anyway. So, shout out everybody, Ms. Zach Toys. She appreciates it. But anyway, I believe that's all I got for today. So if you've not already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I post a lot over there and have a lot of fun, so I'm sure you all will too. But other than that, I leave you with the bearing question. You coppin'? Let me know. See you guys in the next one. Peace.